So obviously, you get this influencer, this social media influencer chick that's from Utah. And I had to go and look her up and look at some pictures. And I'm like, I'd bang, I'd bang this chick, but that's me. But I'm looking at it and everybody's in an outrage and trending and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why is this a thing? Number one, why is this even a thing? But the part that always gets me, the part that kills me every time, is I see brands or influencers or somebody who comes out and goes, I'm a Mormon and we're pure and wholesome. And the part that kills me is everyone who knows them knows the story. They know the truth. But everyone else, the internet, the world at large, the part that kills me every time, and it never fails, they buy it. They buy it. They're like, oh yeah, they're pure and wholesome. Why? Because they said so. And I'm like, guys,
you're almost starting to make it sound like a good idea if I start telling everybody I'm an alpha male. It's like, well, most people will believe you, other than the people that know you.
Well, yeah, I'll laugh at you, but hey, exactly. But that's what it is. That when I see like the MomTok thing and they're swingers, and I'm like, well, of course they are. They're the little group profile of who these people are fits the swinging profile, because people talk about, well, how do you get into a swinging group? And it's like, you either
be hot, bring a girl.
Well, there is that, but if you want to find one that's already established, not only do you need to be, bring a girl type of thing, and she'd better be hot, even hotter than you as the dude. But most of them, they don't have like a sign on the door or some signal or a code that kind of goes, hey, wink, wink, we're into that lifestyle. They don't do that. They're insular. So they are friends from high school or from their job or something. And they've been doing it for years, and they're very protective about their little group. And so they don't let outsiders in. You never know they're swingers until they invite you.
So you basically have to be Donnie Brasco on this shit.
Kinda, yeah. You kind of do.
Find your Al Pacino, have him let you in, and then you got to kill somebody, and then they trust you. Okay.
Kinda, yeah. Because that's when I first, and obviously swingers are all over the place if you know the right people. Mm-hmm. A few years back, I remember going to a party with my ex-girlfriend, and there was a certain subgroup, a little clique that was kind of off in the corner doing their thing. And I got looking at them and realizing, boy, they're all pretty fucking friendly with each other. They're over there getting very familiar, very handsy with each other and shit. And I just kind of said that to her. I was like, oh, they're kind of fucking friendly with each other over there. And she's like, oh yeah, they're swingers. Because they had tried to invite her into that at one point because she's a good-looking woman. That, hey, let's bring her in. And they'll take single women. They just won't take single guys. Okay.
Well, of course not. Oh, gee, you know what we're short of now? Dicks. Nope, said nobody ever.
Right. Yeah, there's not a shortage of cock. Yep, that's correct.
Here's Sam. He's going to give you a shout-out here. I love it, too. People make the super chats now $4.99 because they know at $5 that's when the career is over. Heartfelt. Good to have Rob back. I was getting tired of Nietzsche's syphilis-induced philosophy. I think he's actually talking shit about me telling you guys about Red Pill in a clinical C-SPAN fashion, which, whatever, I'll take it.
$4.99 is $4.99. It's the Aaron Clary $20 is $20. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sam Whiskey, fuck you, heartfelt. How dare you bring up the Nietzsche syphilis philosophy article? Make the new merch a giant hoodie that says "Fuck Sam Whiskey" $4.99. I'm just joking, buddy. You know I got nothing but love for you. Oh, yeah, that one there. So it's weird. You think they would take over from, like, I know the gay community in the 80s used to have the bandanas for what they were into.
Right.
So all you had to do was look for somebody wearing jorts with a bandana hanging out of their back pocket. You're like, all right, there's one.
Yep.
I don't remember. The colors all meant something. One was, like, only anal. One's only blowjobs. I'm a top. I'm a bottom. I don't know if there was one for, like, getting punched in the face and you're into that, like the Andy Dick thing, but I don't know.
I'm sure there probably was. But, yeah, but swingers don't advertise like that. They are actually very insular. that and it's guys that went to college together and were in a frat together, or it was guys that served in the military together that, hey, we went to war together type of shit.
Right. We're in the same foxhole. We can go into the other same foxhole.
We can share foxholes. That's kind of how that shit starts. And they tend to kind of just stick to each other, because part of it, they don't want the blow up that happens on TikTok when somebody, we soft swapped, which means we didn't go all the way. And I'm like, you fucking liars. You went all the way.
Yeah, okay, here, I'm going to do some prep stuff. We're coming back to that point because that's going to be hilarious. So if you guys don't know what the hell we're like, what is this MomTok Utah shit? Okay, TikTok has a thing called MomTok. And it starts with stuff like, I'm going to show you a story in a series of 3 videos. Actually, we'll do all 5, whatever.
Why not?
How do I make this? Let's just max it out. There we go. So there's music in this one because it's like the chick talk. So just hum your favorite tune.
Oh my God, we're so clean and wholesome. Look at me with my breastfeeding baby.
Yeah, breastfeeding baby, gained some weight, and everybody's like, no, you're still pretty. And then it leads into this stuff.
You still got it, queen.
Still got it. Having said that, I could almost make a whole video breaking down that 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Okay, so now here's the MomTok shit. So I tried to grab what was the best example I could find yeah. Oh, there.
Look at me being all curvy and shit. Still would bang.
Yeah, thin Mormon chick, looks hot, snooky orange, swinging, messy living room. This is like
that's real there. That part I'd say, yep, that's legit.
Yeah.
The messy living room.
And I don't know, is this a Mormon thing where they wanted to live like Bateman from the 80s? Because this looks like a 1980s, like, put on a skin suit apartment.
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So next one. Part of the tragic tale of the Mormon soccer mom in orange. You put water on them and you feed them after midnight, and fuck, here's what you get.
Yep.
So remember that, where you get all the Mormons talking about, we're
that's
better
right there. That's basic bitch here. Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, unlike most other states, these chicks are thin. A little too thin, actually. I think that one there, it's like...
I'd still bang.
It hurts. Because gently, I guess. Okay, so now we're into the part that matters. So here, so you've seen the background. Oh, mommy things, they're doing mom shit, and that's great. And then, the single moms come in.
It's clean and wholesome.
Yeah, clean and wholesome. Oh, she's got a downy kid, but she's happy and on a date. That's great. And, now they're swinging. Oh, and there's the friends. Well, at least they're all hot. Whatever.
I've talked about this with my friends and even my husband. It's like, especially being married for after almost 7 years, it's called like the 7-year itch, where things get a little, stagnant, mundane. And so it's like, gotta mix things up. And me and my friends have talked out loud about it. And it's nice to like relate with people because it's like a very taboo conversation. No one wants to really admit that. Like, they have certain desires, they want to do stuff, or things are kind of boring, and it's like, that's okay. It's what you do with it, really. It's not a bad thing, though. It's human, and people don't talk about it. Like, girls really, they're not going to come out and say, I'm so bored, I desire this, right? No one's going to really say that, but we all feel it. Mm-hmm. So whether you admit it or not, and it's, I think, normal, and as being married, it's up to you, like, how you want to do that and work on things, but I wish people talked more about that.
Dude. And you know the worst part about this?
Hypergamy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But it's like, guys will take that as if it's like she's talking to, let's say she's talking to her man. They'll take that as a conversation, like a negotiation of desire.
Yep.
She's processing her need for dick. So here's the culmination of all this shit. I gotta fucking hum your favorite tune, motherfuckers. Oops. Who'd have possibly known it'd gone this way?
Who'd have thunk? Yeah. The best part is the fact that she's getting divorced and moving out, and instead of being like most normal people where hey, shit happens, and so you pick up the pieces, you move on with your life. No, we got to TikTok that shit. We got to put that out there. The narcissism.
My life is a shit show. How can I get some clout off of this?
Right. How can I get some views on this? All for the almighty dollar, all for the revenue, man. And I'm just like, wow, the thing that people will do to capitalize on their own bullshit. That it's just
and it's not even for money. Like I was looking at the TikTok monetization thing. It's not like a extremely lucrative platform unless you're that jack dude lives with his parents and has the ducks. But I think it's sponsorship mostly. Like, what's she gonna get sponsored for? Trojan?
Right.
Actually, are they like Catholics where they're like, no condoms, that's very ungodly, or do they care in Utah?
No, Utah is the abstinence only unless you're married. And then we don't need condoms because you're doing it for Jesus.
Gotcha. So they don't ban condoms. They just ban the lifestyle that would require them. Gotcha.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Well, and Utah doesn't even ban it. They just don't talk about it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give her a little credit on that when she was talking about that little bit about, people just don't talk about it because it is taboo. Okay. That's Utah. Utah, and I don't know about other states, but in Utah, saying the word condom like as a teacher in the public education system is a crime. Okay. You can lose your job and go to jail for saying it.
Jesus, that's almost as bad as taking your kids to Hooters.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh, if you guys in the chat get that like really dated reference already, don't you? Have you seen this, Rob? It's because the drag queen story hour. They finally found a second picture of a drag queen story hour thing, and they're like, "This is horrible for kids." And so all like the pro drag queen tranny thing, I don't even know. They're showing pictures of kids at Hooters, going, "Well, if you got to ban this stripper, dude, then you got to ban the Hooters waitress." And everybody's like, "What the fuck?" The wings suck there. Like, nobody takes their kids to Hooters.
Right. Well,
or maybe they do. I don't fucking know.
Well, the Hooters in Utah all dried up and blew away because that's what happens here. So anything that's worthwhile in Utah tends to go the way of the dodo bird. So, well, there was a point. Here's a fun story that kind of is in the same vein. As
Alex's one or the one we just talked, or the Hooters one?
The Hooters one. No,
okay.
Alex. I don't care about Alex. He's my retarded son. He's just trying to throw money around to say, hey, look at me, Dad.
He's got a good TikTok channel. You guys actually, you know what? I'm going to give a shout out. Like, follow him on TikTok. I'll put a link to it because I don't remember where it was. All right. You're good. There you go. Do your thing. So here, I know we're doing it's basically 2 hours of chick talk with Rob, and we're going to have fun with this one. But here, there's like a lesson. And you guys probably already know this. I'm pretty sure we're already reinforcing this shit. But realize what people say and what people do isn't the same. And the ones that preach the most about how great they are tend to be covering for something. It's not a universal rule, but I mean, not all women are actually like that, but most of them kind of are. So take it for what it's worth. If you get a girl, you're dating, she starts talking about the 7-year itch and processing her emotions, and you're thinking, oh, she just wants to ask me if it's okay, and if I say no, then she won't. She will.
Oh, she'll just keep it on the down low. That's
if you show
if you say, yeah, let's do this, then she'll jump right straight into it and do it right in front of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to tie into, I did hear what you were saying where I had to go and, get a refill. Well, it's just me. What can I say? Hey, that reminds me, I was hoping it would show up by now, but it didn't. But I did get one of your Don't Eat Paint stainless steel bottles for water. For water.
Nice.
Because then at least that way I'm not advertising for someone who's not promoting or paying me, these guys. And so,
should have said something. I'd have sent you one.
It's all good. I wanted to pay for it because it's good stuff because it's you. So I'm still waiting for the fucking mail to bring that to me because I was hoping to have it this morning so I could be like, oh, what's this? Oh, Don't Eat Paint? What the fuck?
Hey, and that's a collector's item now. That's been discontinued. The entire merch line with the exception of the mug. It's done. Wow. It's not coming back. I'm doing what the email marketers tell you to do. You got to put that artificial scarcity, only 70 books left.
Yeah,
but I'm
there's only 3 of these bottles left. You better hurry up and get them.
But then I was thinking, why not just do that? Actually make it because I just have to make more shit. It's not hard to be creative. I'll make another one.
Yeah. Do you like
and then that one will sell out after, and that'll be done after a year. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, this is the everyone's grandmother undressed for sailors. From
Oh, that's right, the Nick one.
Nick. Yeah, I had to get that. I got a Let 'em Burn mug. I've drank beer out of that. I haven't drank coffee out of it yet, but I've drank beer out of it.
Really? Because that's the only thing I drink out of my don't eat paint mug is coffee. No paint.
Oh, there.
Actually,
you go.
that was kind of a lame joke. Whatever. Where are we going? Oh yeah, the Mormon chicks.
Oh yeah, going back to something. Oh, God damn it! Now it just.
That's fine.
When you get to my age, CRS, you can't remember shit.
Well, here I was. Oh yeah, there was one more thing to show.
I remember now.
Okay, yeah, do your thing.
I gotta say it. So whenever, and this is one of the things I've learned, because this is and I'm sure it's universal, but it really happens in Utah a lot. And you not only do, like if the Mormons or somebody says, hey, we're pure and wholesome, and everyone just fucking buys it, number one. But whenever someone screams the loudest about whatever it is, like the chick that says, oh, well, what would you think about, the 7-year itch, blah, 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 that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Not only that, but whatever they're screaming about, that's their thing. Like, that's where when I see these brands that talk about porn addiction, the evils of porn, I'm like, there's your fucking guy who sits around looking at porn all day.
Yeah.
That whatever their thing is, if they're anti-drug, that's your drug addict. That's the guy that's shooting heroin and smoking crack and doing all that shit. And porn, whatever it is that they're banging on about, the evils of, the West is degenerating because of this. I'm looking at it going, dude, you're the bigger degenerate than I am.
Yeah, it's basically a guilt confession.
Yes, that's exactly. I got to reframe it to look alpha and red pill aware and, throw the trademarks up there, all that shit. But that's where when I see all these guys talking about semen retention, I'm like, you're the guy that jerks off 17 times a day. I already got you. I know
so
how this
weird.
works.
Imagine feeling so guilty. You're like, I need to make a brand about this.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like, you've heard the term, you're a smart guy. You've heard the term sublimation, right?
Oh, I've never heard anybody speak it. I've only ever read it.
Right. Sublimation is where you take, for instance, like the impulse for sex, and instead of going out and fucking, you sublimate that energy into something else, like art. You become a painter, or you do a podcast, or you do whatever it is, but you take that desire and you transform it and transfer it to something else. That's sublimation. Okay, and then that's what I see, kind of like projection, where guys harp on this and that. They're projecting it, or like women project. Oh, you're abusive.
I've heard the rumors.
Yeah, there's some rumors out there. It's kind of like projection, only it's you. Instead of saying it's your fault, you're bad, you're evil, you're misogynist, sexist, whatever, racist. All that shit that we see online all day long. Sublimation is where, well, I'm not going to jerk off because that's bad, but I'll create some visual masterpiece.
Yeah, it's like I was around for when the evangelical pastors were fire and brimstone, then getting blown in an airport bathroom. An airport bathroom. You couldn't even pick like an Applebee's or someplace somewhat quiet and off the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you had to be right in LAX.
Yeah, and the hooker you picked up was a $2 hoe. It's you couldn't pick a better looking woman than that. You found this woman that's could eat corn cob through a picket fence kind of thing because her teeth are so bad. Right, it's the same idea, same concept. Oh, look at the happy couple.
Yeah, well, I was like, people still might know what we're talking about. So here's like the ultimate thing. So that chick we were watching, that's Taylor and her husband Tate. Center of the drama, the divorce. You guys, the soft swinging, what Rob was talking about. So they were like, we want to swing, but we're not bad people. So they make like a bunch of arbitrary rules around it, which is fine if you can hold to the rules.
Soft swinging, for those that don't know, soft swinging is we kiss, we make out, we dry hump. Levi Love. He might climb on top of me, but there's no penetration. That's what soft swinging is. And it's like,
apparently for these guys, they were like, yeah, you can fuck my wife, but I have to be there.
Yeah, well,
For some reason, like as long as I'm there, it's cool.
right. As long as I can watch and I approve, we're good. Isn't
Yeah.
that kind of the definition of cuckolding in that sense from a sexual standpoint? That's
Well, here's my thought. You know how like what's it? Rolo says like stepkids are basically cuckoldry on a different timeline.
Mhm.
But like, let's say you marry the chick, you do that, but then you have 2 kids with her. So you got 2 stepkids and 2 kids of yours. Is that cucking or is that not cucking? In this case, he's like, yeah, you can fuck my wife, but I get to watch. He's like, but I'm also gonna fuck your wife. At least I think. I don't know. Nobody ever admitted to who's having sex with who.
Yeah, that's
Is that still cucking at that point, or once you cuck each other, does that cancel?
right.
Like, you know what, Iron Man and War Machine were shooting the thing at each other and just cancels it out? There's a Marvel reference for you.
No shit. Well, and you know, to cuck or not to cuck, since that's the question. I'm sitting there either way. You know, from a branding perspective, it's like, yeah, it's a wash. If you fuck my wife and I fuck yours, I'm still an alpha male.
Yeah, good. Probably Alpha Male Con, because that was in Utah too. Okay, so here's the second couple.
Oh!
Now, this is why this is funny. This
I would
is Miranda, and I don't know who he is. He looks like the guy they take photos of when you buy a picture frame at the studio.
Yeah.
He's the generic one.
He's a typical Utah dude because I can already see the cluelessness in his eyes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jesus. All right, so they the big thing was, oh, she must be the one, or he must be the one that was cheating, and turns out he wasn't.
No, it was
That's
her.
not the fun part, because that's just some drama shit. Oh, it was, though. But here's the thing. Apparently wasn't the one to cheat, but both of them are on OnlyFans together doing this shit. And I'm just thinking back to Buddy here, who's like, I've been good and godly my whole life, and ends up in this situation.
What I was told.
Yeah, he did what he was told, and this is what he ended up with, which is absolutely insane. I think back to Venkatesh Rao's Gervais principle, where there's 3 people in any kind of hierarchy, like the clueless, the sociopaths, and the losers.
Yep.
Like, clearly the guys here are clueless because they think it's great. It's just going to be a bunch of sex and I could still love my wife. And then the wife's like, no, I'm a sociopath. I'm going to fuck whoever, have feelings for whoever, and then do what I want.
Yep.
And then the losers are the guys who didn't get invited to this. And they're like, you know what sucks? These guys aren't at church.
Yeah. Oh God, dude, you summed it up beautifully. That is it, dude.
Really, that was fucking tragic.
Dude, but it is that sums it up. You have the clueless, which is pretty much all the guys that just think, yeah, I'm gonna get all the sex I want from all these hot babes. No, it's the girls who are gonna go out and fuck everybody or whoever they want. And the clueless guys are the ones that they're kind of the black pill in a way, because they're the bitter guys because they didn't get invited to the party. Yeah.
Oh, basically.
Dude,
I'm surprised more black pill guys don't realize that. It's like, yeah, your worldview sucks, because as soon as you start getting a little, it's going to flip right over.
Uh-huh.
Just call it sour grapes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You got to be pissed off to grow.
Oh God, I'm telling you, dude, you literally just summed up the manosphere. You really did. You got the clueless, you got the couple of sociopaths, and then you got, well, you know, because there are, you know, that one guy that got arrested type of thing.
Yeah.
And then you got the bitter guys that weren't invited to the party. That's no shit. That you summed up the manosphere. Holy
That's
fuck.
unfortunate. That's sad too. So let me get your take on this. You're my Utahologist.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is Camille and the husband Sam.
And
apparently they weren't involved in the couple swapping. And they're like, oh, this is weird. We're out of here. We don't like the drama. Now, is that a case of like clueless people who didn't realize what they were getting into? Or do you think it's a case of like, we dodged that bullet. Let's just, you know, play stupid and continue swapping with somebody else and keep their fucking mouth off of social media?
Well, and again, now it's a matter of we're speculating here. Okay.
Oh, yes.
And I'm just going off of a picture, and I'm thinking it's actually both. Okay. On his end, it's the clueless. You know, he wasn't invited to the party. Okay.
But he's tall. He's over 6 feet, though.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I can already just tell by the look on his face, his stance. You know, yeah, we're getting into phrenology or whatever. We're going to get green lines out here in a minute. Okay. But literally, he had no idea. So he's just like, well, I'm glad, you know, we weren't part of that. She was. Okay. She was invited. She may have declined, but she was invited. I guarantee it. Okay, because she's hot. Okay, she's actually hotter than some of the other mommy blogger, mom talkers, whatever. That it's like, yeah, she got an invitation. Somebody approached her. He had no idea, and she didn't say a fucking word to him. So she's keeping her reputation because you were the guy that pointed out women love sex, but they love their reputation even more. I'm paraphrasing you.
No, it's pretty good paraphrasing.
It is, because it's like, if women love saying no, it's because they want to, protect their rep. So for her, she's the one going, ooh, man, I dodged a bullet on that one, where he's just like, yeah, we're pure and we're saving the West, and I don't want to be hanging around those degenerates.
The fact that he was Chad incarnate probably saved his ass, because
yeah,
I can tell she may want to have fun, but you're right. Like, her fear of losing this top shelf dude is probably more than it's worth.
Yeah, there's your hypergamous option shit there, that she knows she's not going to get better than this. And so she would rather be like, yeah, no, thanks. I'll stick with what I got. I'm good. She dodged a bullet. He had no idea. That's what's going on here. And that would sum up most of Mormon Utah culture right there. Ooh. The women are dodging bullets, and the guys have no idea, and they think they're saving the West, and degeneracy is bad. Okay.
Tisk tisk, man.
Boom, what's up, fam? Got some big news to share that unfortunately is not so good, so I'm gonna jump right into it. You're gonna watch this video and you're gonna cry. At least we can laugh at your ass as you cry, like in the corner, like a little girl in the fetal position.